Hi, I'm Andrea, and this is another entry on my video blog, just detailing the shit I can't make up, which is called my life. Anyway, so yesterday, and I was telling this to my manager today, and he was like, "Oh, you've got to tell this story and put this story on your blog." And of course, I do everything that dude tells me. So we about to blow up. So anyway, my son Joshua is 7 years old and in the second grade at a local public school. And I love it. I love his school. People are always going on and on about, the lower quality of education that you get in public schools. But, I went to a public school and I'm fairly well educated. I mean, don't let all of this hood ratness fool you. I'm a fairly well read, decent educated person. So anyway, my son goes to public school, and like I said, I love it. So yesterday we went out and bought dinner, and we got some takeout, and we're coming home, and he was in the bathroom washing his hands, and he started to chuckle a little bit, and so next thing I know, he's in the living room with me, and it's telling me. He says, "Well, mommy, can I tell you something funny?" And I was like, "Of course, mom always wants to hear something funny." And so he says, my classmate, and I can't remember the child's name, so we'll just call her Tamika. He says, "Well, Tamika has a smart mouth," and so he was smiling, so I started to smile, and I'm thinking that maybe Tamika has said something smart to him, and he said something smart back, because I tell him, don't take all that damn trash talk from these whores. You know what I'm saying? Young whores are still whores. You know what I'm saying? Get them tall, get them straight. You know what I'm saying? These young bucks, don't let them be pushing you around and all that other old shit. Bullying is another issue we'll address, but I tell my son basically, don't take anyone's shit. You don't have to. I don't send you to school to be a punching bag or to let people talk to you ugly. So he was smiling because Tamika had a smart mouth, and I was like, okay, he must have got with her ass. So he says, also too, let me back up a little bit. Because it's just me and Josh, I'm a single mom. I don't use like cutesy little nicknames to describe private parts. Now I do say boobs. But that's, I don't know. I think that that's different. I say boobs everywhere I go. But when I'm talking to my son, I tell him the real names for body parts. Like I said, because it's just he and I don't want him to think that these parts are toys for people to be playing with and touching, and, not to keep any secrets and that sort of thing. So we talk about stuff like that all the time. So he knows that his man parts, it's called a penis. And so he does, we're just now kind of getting around to, the parts that mama has. And so I was explaining to him, sometime prior that guys have a penis and women have a vagina. Now, Joshua always mispronounces vagina and calls it a vagina. And so I'm just like, close enough. I correct him, when we talk about it, but it's not like we go around talking about penises and vaginas all day. So, whatever. So, anywho, back to the story with Tamika. So, Tamika, smart mouth ass, tells my son, they're both second graders. Mind you, he's 7 in the second grade, and I'm assuming that she is too, which is why he was talking to her. The school only goes up to 5th grade. So, go out here, Joshua. Go sit down. I see you. I'm looking in the mirror at his ass. Okay, so so these two second graders are talking, one of whom is my son. And Tamika, who might as well be 27 for all her 7 years, tells my son that a lady's bottom is called a vagina and also a pussy. Oh, Jesus. So, I tried to keep the incredulous look off my face. I try to be unfazed and unflappable because I want the child to trust me, to come tell me. I tell him all the time that he can tell me anything. So if I overreact to shit, then he's going to be like, oh, that's bad. I can't tell mama shit. But if you come to me and you're 7 years old and you say, Mama, I know you got a pussy, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened. He said that Tamika told him that girls have a bottom, and that the bottom of girls is called a vagina. His mispronunciation. But I'm going to tell you what he got right. Pussy. He said, and a pussy. And so, I'm still weak. So, like I said, face totally unmoved. And I was like, okay. I said, yeah, Tamika is right to an extent. I said, let me explain. I was like, down there, and I was pointing to his area. I was like, down there where you have a penis, I was like, girls don't have a penis. Women and girls have a vagina. It's not pronounced vagina. It's a vagina. And I said, and some people call it pussy. I was like, but pussy is a nasty word for vagina. It's almost like saying bitch. And he was like, oh, so it's a cuss word. Because until then, he was all smiles. And, even after he said pussy, he had this big old Kool-Aid. I learned something new today. My baby was happy that, that he had learned something new. He had learned pussy. And so, until I was like, well, it's kind of like saying bitch. And he knows he can't say bitch. So the smile slowly faded. And I was like, no, you're not in any trouble. I mean, Tamika hot ass taught you that, It's not something that mama lets you hear her say, because, I'd be like, you want this pussy? I can, So, I mean, I do go there. I do go there, but I try not to, let my son hear me say everything, when I'm having a potty mouth moment, a trash mouth. You can't let your kids witness everything. Well, that's another subject for another day. Y'all quit letting these, I'm not saying you have to be saints. It's okay for your children to know that you're human. But, some certain parts of your humanity, they don't need to be in on as small kids. So, Tamika mama, daddy, y'all quit letting that child hear y'all say pussy. She coming to school teaching it to my son. So I done had to break down pussy to my boy. He's 7. And I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of a nasty word. So, of course, Joshua is just like any other child, just like I was as a kid. And you can't wait to get grown because you can do everything you want to do. And before it was, he's like into wildlife and nature and all this other old shit. And so before it was, can I have a caracal? Can I have a caracal when I'm a grown up? I'm like, okay, a caracal is some type of African cat that can leap and jump really high, some type of wild cat. And so I was like, sure, you could have a caracal, a jackal, a leopard. You can have whatever the fuck you want to have at your house when you get grown. I was like, but if you grown and somehow still at my house, ain't no caracals coming there. So we talk about stuff like that. When you get grown, you can do what you want to do. So back to the pussy. So, pussy is kind of like saying bitch. Joshua, it's not a good word. So, don't say pussy. And tell Tamika the next time she refers to her vagina as a pussy that, okay, that's true, but we're too young to say that. It's a nasty word. So since she hipping you to some knowledge, hip her to some knowledge and tell her that shit ain't cool. And that your mama said that her mouth is too little to be saying such hot words. So he comes with, well, can I say it when I become a grown up? Yes, Joshua. You can say pussy when you grown and at your house paying your bills. Okay, I've had enough. That's plenty, that's plenty for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ass and my pussy in the bed. Y'all have a good night.